Think Different TV, live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by me, your girl Ashia. Join me as I discuss social topics, spotlight independent artists, and share financial tips. Join the conversation. I want to hear what you have to say. Think Different TV, where minds meet. You're the reason I wake up, the reason I smile.
I rock jazz. Well, I guess the most simple way to say is that, it's kind of cliche or whatever, but I love jazz. It's what I grew up. It's what I'm compelled to do. It's something that's in me that started from birth. My father, all his millions of records, and that sound. I grew up from the sound, and
it's full of laughter, it's full of love, and I can definitely say that in my experience it's just been...
Chance Perdomo, who was known for his roles in the television shows Gen V and Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, passed away as a consequence of an accident that occurred when he was riding his motorcycle. He was 27 years old. The spokesperson for Perdomo issued a statement in which they announced the actor's passing. It is with heavy hearts that we share the news of Chance Perdomo's untimely passing as a result of a motorcycle accident, according to the official statement.
All that you gave to us today, we thank you so much.
We thank you for everything that you've done. All of the work and races you run. Ooh, we thank you. From the bottom of our hearts, we want to say thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dad. Knock big now.
Thank you, Dad. I appreciate it.
What's happening, YouTube? It's your boy, Big Just LaFleur. Welcome to the LaFleur Lounge. With it, man. Hey, listen. R.I.P. The Bandman Kevo's son right here. He was murdered in Kalamazoo, Michigan. He died due to gun violence. Bandman Kevo revealed that to the world on Instagram yesterday. I think the murder even happened yesterday. And, man, it's just sad because we don't want to see 15-year-olds dying at any point. We don't need to see that. Now, there were some posts that Bandman Kevo did that I thought was a little weird, but we'll get to that now. If y'all don't know who Bandman Kevo is, basically, he's a social media influencer. He's a businessman. He teaches entrepreneurship. He gives out advice for businesses on OnlyFans. Yes, not he don't be on OnlyFans doing that type of stuff, but he uses OnlyFans to help people with businesses. And, he's a multimillionaire. He used to be an ex-scammer. He's a rapper. But he turned his life around and makes money off a legit hustle. He's just a hustler, an online hustler. Okay? Now, he made a post about his son when his son passed away. And it was something that caught my attention. I thought it was pretty weird, kind of interesting, but let's go to it. So the first one he put, rest in power to his son. Nothing weird about it. I get it. Rest in peace. Man, they look alike. Then he says, anybody in Kalamazoo know anything about my son's death? DM me now. I took it as he was just trying to get information to pass on to the authorities or just to help the situation out. Some people think he's trying to drop a bag on people's head. I'm not going to go for that. I'm going to go for the other one because he still has other children out here. He's still a multimillionaire. I believe that I would understand wanting to crash out about your son, but you also don't want to miss out on now. I think you got 4, 5, 6 kids. So, yeah, you got other kids to concern yourself with as well. But this is where I thought, what is going on right here? He said, anyone know anything about what happened to my boy? DM me the details. While posting up a picture of his 15-year-old son in a shiesty mask with a pistol in his pocket. Now, this is where I'm like, okay, what's going on, Bandman Kevo? Because why would you post that picture up when your son is the one who just got shot down in the street?
This is footage from the night 4 people were involved in killing 33-year-old Saul Murray. The victim met 2 women at his flat in London who gave him a sedative to knock him out and then be able to steal what turned out to be fake Rolex watches, which they'd seen on Mr. Murray's Instagram. 2 other men then joined them, one of which stabbed Saul, who then died from the injury. 31-year-old Iker Mafia was convicted of murder and the 3 others were jailed for manslaughter. The trial heard that the 2 women had targeted other men in similar so-called honey traps between October 2021 and February 2022.
This was as of 14 hours ago. A body was discovered in the Schuylkill River near the Spring Garden Street. They have identified him as a black male in his 30s. He's right now known as John Doe.
A mother in Philadelphia is preparing for the worst. Her 18-year-old son, Kadir Diaz, and his friend have been missing since March 7th.
And now she fears they both may never come home. CBS Philadelphia's Ray Strickland has her desperate plea for help and answers.
Somebody knows something. I know they know something.
Tanisha Diaz says she's never gone this long without seeing her son, 18-year-old Quadir Diaz, and now she's worried she may never see him again.
It's been days. It's been nights. No sleep. Cries, laughs, smiles.
She describes the past 3 weeks as an emotional roller coaster. Diaz says the last time she saw her son was on March 6th. She says he and his friend, 21-year-old Asar Thomas, were together that day, but they haven't been seen since. Quadir's sister.
I've been feeling depressed. I'm used to my brother. It's been hard.
With divers from Delaware County and canines trained to detect human remains, emergency crews continued looking for 6-year-old Lenasia Brooker in the Chester Creek. Authorities and families say she fell in early Saturday evening after she had been playing with cousins at a park that borders the banks of the creek.
At this time, we've exhausted every method we have to search for her, and unfortunately, we have not been able to locate her.
Will you end the search?
We are going to be ending the search.
An alternate channel is now open for business, allowing smaller vessels operating in shallow waters to circumvent the collapsed bridge. The 264-foot wide passageway, just 11 feet deep, hugs the still-standing northbound end of the Key Bridge. First on the waterway, Crystal Coast, the yellow and black tugboat pushed a fuel barge past the wreckage Monday. Crews are working around the clock to remove the mangled steel beams trapping the Dolly container ship. Underwater, sonar images show what officials call chaotic wreckage. Steel girders submerged in the Patapsco River are dangerously interwoven, prompting a removal operation more complicated than they'd hoped. Another complication, the economic fallout. 2 new business recovery centers opened Monday to assist small businesses applying for low-interest loans of up to $2 million to cover revenue lost from the collapse. President Biden heads to Baltimore Friday, where he's expected to view the wreckage for the very first time and meet with first responders.
So here's a picture of the 6 missing men from the Baltimore Bridge collapse. 2 were found inside a red pickup truck underwater, and 4 are still unaccounted for. Look how happy they look. Look at the smiles. They left their country of origin, migrated to the United States for seeking a better life, working construction, fixing the roads that American people commute through. They died trying to make this country a better place by fixing the roads.
2 of the 6 missing construction workers who are presumed dead after the Baltimore Bridge collapse have been identified. 49-year-old Miguel Luna and 37-year-old Maynard Suazo were working overnight on the Francis Scott Key Bridge when the Dolly cargo ship lost power and crashed, causing it to fall. Now, all 6 workers who had been filling potholes on the bridge are presumed dead, including Luna, a father of 6, and Suazo, a father of 2.
We are sorry that we didn't do more and that we're never going to stop looking for him. It didn't have to happen. That baby was wanted. If not by her, by everyone else. His father wanted him.
We spoke to his father in Texas today.
For you to take him away from me, you know, it really hurts.
Like a tragic end to a very young life. Sanitation workers find the body of a child stuffed inside a duffel bag in the city's Mantua section this morning. Authorities right now working to identify the victim and track down whoever is behind this utterly horrific crime.
The fact that it's a child just makes me sick. It really does. Which is why if there's anything I can do to help, I'm going to.
Who would have thought, like right behind our home, here's an innocent 2 to 4 year old baby gone.
Feet came out and he seen sneakers. He was crying and stuff. So I was like, I just feel bad. I'm sorry that, that happened.
Apparently the child was in a poor state of decomposition, so it's probably been a while.
This is sad. No baby deserved it.
57-year-old Halle Berry reveals that her doctor mistakenly diagnosed her with the worst case of herpes he'd ever seen after she complained about post-sex discomfort. Testing revealed that she was actually going through menopause. Now, obviously, Halle Berry was very much taken aback by this news, and so she went and immediately got tested, as well as her partner, Van. Now, Halle Berry says after the fact, she realized that her symptoms were perimenopause due to dryness.
Diamond.
Yeah, go. You finna shoot up the car.
Shoot up the car?
Yeah, go.
What the fuck? What is that? What the fuck is that? What the fuck was that?
He just shot at the car.
For what?
Let me call the police.
77-year-old man is in jail for refusing to leave his home. He claims someone stole it from him. You can see the family's belongings all over the yard now, and they reached out to Clark Howard's Consumer Action Center for help. Investigative reporter Ashley Lincoln is live outside the home in DeKalb County. Ashley, this just does not make sense, but real estate attorneys say this type of theft is on the rise.
Sad to say it is, Linda. I mean, this family, they've been out here all day trying to salvage whatever they can. We're talking about more than 20 years worth of items on their lawn. They're trying to stuff it in this U-Haul truck. Now, housing advocates say this type of theft is easy because courts don't require people to show ID when modifying this type of paperwork.
This guy just come out of nowhere saying he purchased a home and just took a home.
It's a tactic real estate attorneys say they're starting to see all too often.
It's not fair.
Attorney Richard Alembic says they're called wrongful foreclosures or forged deeds. It's when thieves use forged documents to gain ownership of unaware homeowners' properties.
There's no people's court for challenging a wrongful foreclosure or forged deed. So that's the fundamental problem.
I just can't believe that this is happening.
Shamee Allman says she and her 77-year-old husband were forced out of their Stone Mountain home of more than 20 years.
Wanda Jackson never wanted this.
Pissed off. Let me just say, pissed off.
Last September, the retired public school teacher was tossed out of her home with little warning and with just the bare necessities, moved to a Spartan apartment a few miles away.
Different, huh?
How did she get here? Wanda says a few years ago, her aging home needed repairs.
The air conditioning and the heating units were out.
A church friend recommended a man by the name of Malcolm Pryor, who promised to fix her house. It was during the COVID-19 pandemic, and Wanda was seriously ill.
I don't remember signing anything with him.
What she doesn't remember, property records can show. On August 12, 2022, Pryor alleged that Wanda didn't pay for all the repairs and filed a mechanics lien on her house through his company, SDP Development. And just 1 month later, Wanda signed the deed of her house over to another company he controlled, South Victory Group. So you signed your house away to him?
Mm-hmm.
Did you realize it at the time?
At the time, no, because I was going through therapy, trying to get over the COVID, trying to learn how to walk again.
It gets worse. On September 14th, just 2 days after Wanda signed over her house to Pryor, he sold it to James Meyer, a local investor, for $50,000. 5 months later, in February of 2023, Pryor's company buys back the house from Meyer for $262,000 and $500. Except this time, he took out a loan from Noble Mortgage, a local financer of real estate deals, to pay for it. Records show Pryor never made a payment, and within 2 months, in April, Noble foreclosed on the house Wanda Jackson has lived in since 1977.
It looks funny. It's unusual and it looks suspicious.
To all of you people who buy on TikTok Shop, let this be a warning to you and learn from what just happened to me within the past 24 hours. Save this video and share this video. I did not expect this. I ended up purchasing something last night.
You know the saying goes, if it's too good to be true.
I almost got totally scammed on TikTok Shop today. I purchased a TV last night. It was $80, a 75-inch Roku TV, and I was like, that's unusual, but it's on TikTok Shop and it's listed with all these other products next to all these other products that I've personally purchased, like the ribbed bodysuits that we all know and love. So I took my chances. I trusted TikTok with my money. I got a notification that said my order has been packaged and is about to ship. TikTok sent me a tracking number, a confirmation number, and everything. And then 12 hours or so later, this is the text message that comes in. And then I realized that the shop has been closed. So apparently this TikTok seller opened up a shop, waited for a payment, extracted that credit card information, somehow now has that credit card information, tried to charge almost $2,000 on this card, and closed the shop. Or maybe TikTok closed the shop. I don't know, but I have a feeling that the seller closed the shop. And you need to be very careful because we have a lot of trust in TikTok and we think get all these amazing deals on here. There's bad guys creeping in, obviously. So share this with people. Let people know if it's too good to be true, even if it's on TikTok and you can get it for cheap. Do your due diligence and make sure that you check out the sellers on this platform.
Before this was Dulles International Airport, it was the village of Willard, Virginia.
Louis Jett can explain every inch of what the town that once stood here represented.
This whole 8 to 10 acres is all Willard. This is Willard.
And he's kept every single memory stowed away in this binder that he dons on weekly. Jett says it was an all-black town full of life.
The government sent my father and mother a letter saying our land was condemned. The date was September 1958, and we had to be gone by September 1958.
He says they were paid a little over $8,000 for their two-story house that his dad built himself and their land. And now this history will be displayed in an exhibit where it once stood tall and proud. Alexis Wainwright, WUSA 9.
It's not cool to listen to other genres of music. Country music is where I get all my harmonies. Country and gospel music, that's where all my harmonies come from. I wrote a lot of country songs. I stopped taking credit for it because as cool it is to see your name in those credits and shit like that, the racism that comes after it is just like, I'll just take it.
Dollar Tree increased its prices again. The price cap at the discount retailer is now at $7. Previously, the price cap rose to $5 in June of last year. And before that, in 2021, prices increased from just $1 to $1.25. This price change will impact more than 300 items across 3,000 stores throughout the country.
As of last night, Ari said everything is no longer busting, baby. Yes, just in case y'all didn't know, the bussery has been postponed until further notice, Bookie. Last night, she got on the Twitter and said, I'm fucking singer. That song, that video, and that man. And she lost her earring. She just wasn't having a good day. It just wasn't a good day. But have y'all noticed every time Kyle's bodacious booty sister gets upset with the largest, every time Ari get mad and send him on that guilt trip, he heads down to the dealership. I know that's right. That's right, Arione. You send his ass on an emotional roller coaster right down to the smorgasbord, and he better bring a car back. 5-store tea.
So this came across my feed, and I felt like it would be irresponsible of me to ignore it. So apparently Summer Walker is on tour. She has bronchitis. She's having a hard time. She doesn't believe in modern medicine, so she's just been taking, according to this and other sources I've looked at, she's been drinking tea and herbs.
Y'all look goofy wearing Louis Vuitton from head to toe. I fuck with Pharrell, appreciate his artistry, but bruh, just cause he done came out with a bag, you don't not got to go get all the bags with the shirt and the pants
And dressing like the
dog.
mannequin.
Like, come on, that ain't you, that's a mannequin.
Here's some interesting news. It's nothing too bad, guys, so y'all could, let your seatbelt off. But check it out. It ain't going to be a wild ride. So Will and Jada has announced that they're shutting down their foundation, the Will and Jada Family Foundation, which basically get donors for charity and stuff like that. But partially is because the infamous Oscar slap. Donors fled. They were gone. They went from receiving $2 million a year to $400K, which in my personal opinion, $400K is not too bad. I mean, they got money, so they probably see like that's too low for charity. They're too proud that they're only bringing in $400K. I don't know. I don't think that's not so bad, especially if your foundation was actually helping people.
Jermaine Dupri reacts to Muni Long's record missing Grammys eligibility by one day. Jermaine Dupri posted on X that he was informed Muni Long's record will not be eligible for next year's Grammy Awards because it was released on September 15, 2023, which made it one day too early for next year's eligibility. Jermaine Dupri also stated the likelihood of him and Brian Michael Cox producing another song of this magnitude might not ever happen again.
So this musician had his expensive guitar broken by United Airlines, but got the best revenge when they refused to compensate him. In 2008, Dave Carroll had just boarded his United flight when he was shocked to see employees literally throwing around guitars outside. Sure enough, when the plane finally landed and Dave got his guitar back, it was severely damaged. Obviously, he was furious. This was a $3,500 acoustic guitar that he had spent a really long time saving up for. But when Dave tried contacting United's customer service, he was simply told that's why you signed a waiver. For the next 9 entire months, Dave continued to try to inform United about what had happened, but they just didn't care. So he was eventually forced to spend $1,200 of his own money to fix his guitar. But since he was still incredibly frustrated, Dave decided to just write a song about his experience. He called it United Breaks Guitars, and it was basically a 4-minute long diss track. And funny enough, within just days, his music video hit 1 million views, with literally thousands of people reaching out about having very similar experiences. It was actually only then that United executives finally reached out to compensate Dave, but the awful publicity had already taken its effect. Today, Dave's video sits at 23 million views, with basically all the comments bashing United. United's stock price allegedly dropped almost 10% in the aftermath, costing them a massive amount of money.
Tensions is definitely rising. Teed up right now.
So I be getting emotional when I talk about this. Because it's all over the place. Okay, so I'm still trying to figure out why this happened. Why did this happen to me? I wasn't in an argument with anyone. I wasn't going back and forth or arguing with anyone. None of that took place. Now, what I walked in on was that with other people, not me.
Right.
When I got in there, I was consoling the person. Like, because the person was crying. I'm like, why are you crying? What happened?
Mm-hmm.
And when the story got explained of what happened, I was like, oh. And it was just boom, boom. After that, everybody's mouth dropped everybody's mouth literally dropped. When I came back to it, everybody's mouth was still like.
It was unbelievable.
Because it was for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't even see it coming, did you?
No. At all, because there was no reason for it.
Right.
So, the crazy thing is, like I've said on social media, this is the part I want to talk about, the processing part. Because I would wake up, and I even said this publicly, I would wake up out of my sleep crying. Shut up. And not knowing why. And not knowing what that meant. So when I contacted the therapist, she said, it's trauma. And so she was like, trauma will wake you up out of your sleep. And I was like, but I was crying. I was crying in my sleep. I don't know. She was like, you was crying in your sleep. She was like, mentally I was thinking about it in my sleep.
Right.
Because I still don't know. I don't bother nobody.
You don't.
I don't argue with people. I don't get online and cut up and do what everybody else is doing. I don't do none of that. So I had to question God.
That's deep.
And I was like, because let me tell you, a couple of days after, I was like, Lord, you suck. That's how I felt.
Right.
That's how you feel.
That's how I felt, because I did not understand. Oh, Jesus. I'm trying not to get emotional.
Can we get some tissues?
I'm trying not to get emotional, but I didn't understand why this happened to me.
With a Florida man who was shot at nearly 24 times by law enforcement, not because he was firing at them or running from them, but in fact, while he was detained in the back of a patrol car.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
A lot of drama there for what a sheriff's deputy says may have been an acorn hitting a car and was mistaken as gunfire. Marquis Jackson and his attorney spoke with Jamie Yuccas about their lawsuit against the sheriff's office and the changes they're looking for.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
This is the moment Okaloosa County Sheriff's Deputy Jesse Hernandez opened fire on his own patrol vehicle, believing he hadn't just been shot at, but hit. Police say Hernandez and his partner fired at least 22 rounds at the car.
Shots fired. I got a deputy down.
24-year-old Marquis Jackson was handcuffed and sitting in the back.
Do you hear the acorn hit the roof?
Nah, I don't hear no acorn at all.
Did you hear Officer Hernandez shout, "I've been hit"?
I didn't hear none of that.
So you didn't know anything that was going on outside?
I ain't do nothing at all, so I'm like, why am I even here right now? So the next thing you know, all I hear is the gunshots. The first one, I hear it come through the glass. The second one was across my face. I can feel the wind, so that's when I ducked.
What did you think was happening?
They were trying to kill me. When somebody's shooting at you, that's all they could be trying to do is kill you. The incident played out as Deputy Jesse Hernandez and Sergeant Beth Roberts responded to a domestic dispute involving Jackson's girlfriend last November. Police said she claimed he stole her car, threatened her, and had a gun silencer. When Jackson arrived, he says he cooperated with officers. And I tell him, I don't got no side. Whatever she wants to do, let's do it. Because basically I knew, I didn't steal her car. I didn't do nothing wrong. They searched me a couple times, then took me to the car. And right before they put me in the car, they searched me again.
Do you have any weapons on you?
No.
Okay.
What I'm getting patted down for?
Because you're getting patted down.
In a statement, the sheriff says Jackson was only patted down once. Jackson claims it was at least twice. He wasn't hurt and was never charged with a crime. An internal investigation found Hernandez's actions violated policy. He resigned, but Roberts was cleared. Neither faced criminal action.
What are the images you see that you can't get out of your head?
There's a whole lot of guns and glass falling, basically cop cars and sirens. I'm hearing noises all the time, stuff like that.
Do you think you have PTSD?
Most definitely.
As an advocate, we want to make sure that we get him the best help that he can. As a black man, I'm enraged.
DeWitt Lacey represents Jackson and filed a lawsuit against the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office.
Why are you enraged?
The fear of this violent or angry black man being loose is what's been used to justify and rationalize the fear. And that is upsetting. That is angering.
What do you hope the outcome is to all of this?
Accountability. We want them, and that is the law enforcement community, the sheriff's department, the county, to take this a little more seriously. To not pass this off as something that can be swept under the rug.
This could have gone very differently.
He could be dead, right? That is a likely outcome when you shoot that many bullets into a patrol vehicle and somebody's in there.
For CBS Mornings, Jamie Yuccas in Los Angeles.
Well, he is right. It could be very different. In a statement to CBS News, the Okaloosa County sheriffs say deputies do not engage in the practice of bias-based profiling and are confident race was not a factor in this incident. The sheriff also said Lacey's claims about being swept under the rug are absurd. Deputy Hernandez, the officer who fired the initial shots and rolled around there, said he was hit, declined to comment for this story. Again, he's resigned.
It's a good call.
I don't think any cops watching this think that guy was mentally fit on that particular day in that moment to be an officer.
And it's hard to know, too, without knowing a little bit more about that officer in terms of his background. But I can only imagine what you must be thinking when you're in a car.
And you're handcuffed.
And you hear gunshots.
Bringing out. He said it whizzed by him. He could feel it.
Yeah.
He's very lucky to be alive.
A third-grade teacher in Florida was arrested for child pornography, but somehow it gets worse. Here's why. Stephen Hauser, a 67-year-old third-grade science teacher at Beacon Christian Academy, was arrested last week after police found pornographic images and videos, including children, in his possession. Stephen later admitted to using yearbook photos of his past students to create the images using AI. These stories involving minors are becoming a trend because of how easily accessible AI technology has become. Last month in Beverly Hills, 5 8th-grade students were expelled for creating and distributing AI-generated nude images of their classmates.
Amanda Bynes explained the truth about Dan Snyder and Nickelodeon in her secret Twitter account years ago. Ashley's secret account went by the name of Ashley Banks, and she said she created this account at the time because her parents were controlling everything that she was doing, and she wanted the truth to be heard. She was explaining the truth about a lot of different things, including things that had to do with her, her family, and even other people in Hollywood. She was also crying out for help on this Twitter account and saying that they were stealing her money, and that's why she was placed in this conservatorship. She posted pictures of her ID and pictures of herself to show everybody that this was an original account made by her. And here are some of the things that Amanda Bynes said on this Twitter account. I've been forced to deny this account again to prevent them from having me committed against my will again. Can you imagine having an abortion at 13 because your boss impregnated you, committed because your father touched you, exposing the truth and then having your freedom threatened? And honestly, this tweet was probably the most heartbreaking to hear about how she was impregnated when she was 13 by her boss, and who else would have been her boss when she was 13 years old? And I'm not a big person with blind items, but I'm going to read you guys a blind item from Crazy Day and Night, who was known to have a really good relationship with Amanda Bynes. And in this message, she actually puts a secret message in there, and it talks about Dan Snyder. And here is this blind item that has a secret message hidden within this, and this is from Amanda Bynes. And in the beginning of this message, she puts capital letters in weird places, and then you find out what each one of these capital letters is saying. I tried to highlight each word where these capital letters are, just so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. The first capital letter is D, and then an A, and then an N, which would spell Dan, and then D, then I, then D, which would spell did, and then I, and then T, which would spell it. So altogether, this message is saying Dan did it. And that absolutely gives me chills. Because like I said, throughout the rest of this message, there are no capital letters except where they should be. And I'm just going to read you guys the beginning of this blind item because it ties in even more. Last night, after the news broke about a certain producer and actress, all you know who knows the producer as well as anyone who sent me this. Thank you for all your ongoing support. I don't know how any of these men sleep at night, but there is one thing that I do know. It's that what's done in the dark will always come to light. XOXO. On this account, she also alleged that John Travolta was an SA offender. If you want to F men, that's fine, that's adorbs, but when you SA and harass these men, then you must face justice. He always had men in his trailer, men. I walked in on him and another male masseuse and was nearly fired. He's sick. John Travolta is a monster. It bothers me that John Travolta is not being treated as Bill Cosby is. John Travolta is I know this. And a lot of you might wonder, how would Amanda Bynes know this about John Travolta? Well, back in 2006, Amanda Bynes and John Travolta were in this movie called Hairspray. Amanda Bynes, of course, is right here, and John Travolta is actually dressed like this woman as a character in the movie. So I'm assuming this is what Amanda Bynes meant when she said she knew about John Travolta. She then went on to say, the jig is up. They use me and my talent only to have me committed and steal millions. And during this time, Amanda Bynes' official account was discrediting this account and everything that it was saying. So then she posted, my parents are the ones tweeting on the Amanda Bynes original account. I am deleting this account. Please pray for my freedom and chance to have control over my finances. And reading all this absolutely breaks my heart, but I hope Amanda Bynes is able to speak her truth soon.
Kicking the door. Don't we trip and work place for what we never had. Can't think with 8 heads in a duffel bag. Sincerely yours, rough weather.
You're learning more about the sex trafficking raids on mansions belonging to Sean Diddy Combs. LA Times reports that agents seized hard drives and electronics. And what else? Derek Parker is a retired NYPD detective. He worked in the department's rap intelligence unit. Nice to see you. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. So the reason why we know about this is because at least 4 civil suits have been filed against him. And in those suits, what were the allegations they were making?
Sex trafficking, gun possession, and narcotics.
Okay, and so the police made a move this week. And if you look at some of these aerials, Derek, they went in with a ton of firepower. Why was all that necessary?
Well, once they had information that there were probably weapons in the house and the drugs, they had to be careful. So they mounted a team of, just like their SWAT team, to go in and to take care of that safely.
Here's from the LA Times saying that inside the Sean Diddy Combs raid, emptied safes, dismantled electronics, gun-toting feds. Sources said it appears investigators searching Combs' Holmby Hills home emptied safes, dismantled electronics, and left papers strewn in some rooms. Federal agents disabled his security system and seized the hard drive. That's a source according to the Times. So on the hard drive, that's where I assume they believed they needed it for evidence?
Well, the feds had a warrant to go in, and when they search these locations, their judge signs off on the warrant. They go in and they search everything in the house, from floors to cabinets to safes. They're all specified in the warrant.
Okay, so I mentioned the lawsuits, right? Just put those up here. This goes back to November of last year, right? Cassie, former girlfriend,
yes,
files these suits. The next month you have Jane Doe, not public, right? Says she was gang raped at age 17. Then you had a suit in February, another suit in March. If they go forward with this trial, where the raids happen in LA and the raids happen in Miami, the trial comes in New York?
Well, the Southern District is the one that's probably orchestrating everything right now. So everything that's coming out of this case is going to come from New York. Even though it's in Miami, even though it's in LA or whatever it is, they're going to take over. The Southern District is going to take. They initiated the case, and they're going to take the case.
Do you have any insight into his state of mind right now?
Not really. Listen, I knew Diddy back when I arrested him for the Club New York shooting, and then the assault with Steve Stout at MTV. We know each other pretty well. I mean, professionally. But I haven't seen him in years. But right now, it's got to be bothering him. You know, I mean, he's at this height in his life where he's a billionaire almost, and he's very, very well liked by some people, not by others. But he's very famous. I know this has got to be bothering him right now. All these allegations that have come out against him, and the people that come out against him.
You followed his career then? Because,
sort of, yes.
And I mean, you guys have that relationship, right?
Yeah, I've been following him from the time when I knew him.
Has he been living a clean life?
For the most part, I could say yes and maybe no. I mean, there's other people that if you ask, they're going to say no, that he's lived different lives.
I got to keep you on speed dial. I want to find out how you get to be the hip-hop cop.
Well, we had a problem back in the days with the rap music.
Derek, nice to see you.
Nice to have
you. Thanks. You're welcome anytime.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Good Easter.
Look like Diddy trying to free up some cash while he out on the run. Diddy just sold all of his shares of Revolt TV to an anonymous buyer. Anonymous buyer scoops up all of Diddy's shares of Revolt TV. So an unknown buyer reportedly purchased all of Diddy's shares of Revolt TV network, according to a report published by TMZ on Tuesday. On the 26th of March, every last share of the Revolt TV that Diddy owned has been purchased.
Don't call me motherfucking trying to talk to me, find out some shit, talk about some gossip. Don't call me with no bad news. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't calling me to uplift me, if you ain't calling me to I'm not 911, I'm not in the mood
Don't call me unless there's some love on the other end of the phone. Matter of fact, I'm working. I don't want nobody to call me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody do them.
Here is everyone named in the P. Diddy sexual abuse lawsuit. Firstly, the lawsuit mentions Jennifer Lopez. The lawsuit claims that while Jennifer Lopez was dating P. Diddy, she brought a gun and gave it to Diddy in the 1999 nightclub shooting. It also claims that Diddy forced his then artist, Shy, to claim responsibility for the shooting. Next, the lawsuit specifically mentions Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. It reads in part, quote, Mr. Combs was known for throwing the best parties. Affiliation with and/or sponsorship of Mr. Combs' sex trafficking parties granted legitimacy and access to celebrities such as famous athletes, political figures, artists, musicians, and international dignitaries like British royal Prince Harry. Lastly, there is Cuba Gooding Jr. The lawsuit claims that Gooding Jr. sexually assaulted Lil Rod while on P. Diddy's private yacht. This is a photo of Cuba Gooding Jr. with his arm around Lil Rod smirking. P. Diddy's future is unknown, but the likelihood of federal charges being brought against him for sex trafficking are extremely high.
Young Miami is getting exposed for transporting drugs for Diddy and then trying to snitch on Diddy to Homeland Security to save herself. Allegedly. Well, it has been one messy week for Diddy, and even though his little young shorty wop has been trying to stay out of the situation so far, she just got dragged into it in a major way. New court filings allege that Miami allegedly used to transport drugs for Diddy's use, and that she allegedly used them with Diddy at his parties. Needless to say, she's in a whole lot of trouble with the feds because of this, but she has no intentions of going down with Diddy, because she is allegedly in the middle of striking a deal with the feds to snitch on Diddy and leave her out of it. Now, if y'all thought that Miami was Diddy's ride or die shorty wop, well, you better think again, because she knows where all the bodies are buried, and she has no problem helping with feds to dig up the truth about Diddy. Y'all, the situation is a hot mess. It looks like Young Miami is up to something, very much something.
Everybody will. Young Miami is now being accused of allegedly transporting pink Coca-Cola to Diddy, according to new court documents.
Well, in the year of our Lord 1993, the prophet Snoop Doggy Dogg once said, "It's a crazy mixed up world. It's a dog-eat-dog world. It's a dog-eat-dog world." And it is absolutely true, because why on earth is everybody involved in this Diddy mess so eager to spill the tea and snitch on each other? Well, it's crazy how a few months ago Diddy and Young Miami were living it up together and swearing to the heavens and beyond that they were each other's ride or die. They were going to have each other's backs no matter what life threw at them, and all that type of stuff. But that vow quickly flew out of the window when Diddy got sued last year. His ex-girlfriend and former bad boy artist Cassie Ventura went into a deep detail about the torture that she experienced from Diddy during her relationship with him, recounting how he would often put his hands on her, hit her, and leave her with bruises all over her body. She claimed that nobody in his circle would stand up for her or speak up for her defense because they were all too scared of Diddy and were terrified of what he would do if they ever dared to question him. Well, she also claimed that Diddy used to pimp her out to male escorts that he would force her to hire, and he would then allegedly force her to take drugs and alcohol before forcing her to intimately be with these escorts and then recording the events while they happened. And if that wasn't bad enough, she claimed that Diddy used to record these freak-offs and then force her to watch it and blackmail her whenever she tried to speak up for herself or put her foot down and try to leave him. Well, she eventually managed to leave in 2018, and her life was a mess for the first couple of months after she left, and she was finally able to move on with her life, get married, and have kids with a beautiful family. She was able to finally gather her courage and expose Diddy. And
it's dismissive to think that if someone files a lawsuit that they should be ridiculed. If I didn't suffer, I'm willing to have a doctor remove a part of the 9mm bullet in my face so that they can use it as evidence if need be for this trial. And it may cost me my life, but that I'm willing to do. So what do they have to say to that? I have 9 bullets. I'm sure I can spare one. The gravity of the danger and the peril that I face and that I'm exposed to for having my say now, for what was done to me 24 years ago, is not lost on me. But let me make clear beyond a shadow of a doubt. I am not now, nor have I ever been suicidal. I love life, and I'm grateful that God spared my life back on that fateful day on December 27th, 1999. I'm a living miracle.
I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. In the 90s, do you understand what that's like? It was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. There were very curious things taking place.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't necessarily understand it.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
Oh my God, neighbors, y'all gotta get in here and see this. Al B. Sure has issued a message to his son Quincy after all this Diddy stuff has hit the fan. Now, if you guys are unaware, Quincy's biological parents are Al B. Sure and Kim Porter. Quincy was a toddler, Kim Porter became involved with Diddy, and Diddy ended up adopting Quincy. Now we are not too sure on how close Quincy and Al B. Sure are. Al B. Sure has posted a message telling Quincy to come home. Al B. Sure took to his Instagram to say, "Letter to my son, come home, the door is wide open, you are safe here, son, I love you, Pops, you're biological." This is coming shortly after Diddy's LA homes and Miami home were raided, and his brother King Combs and his brother Justin Combs were actually shortly detained. It's looking like Al B. Sure has seen all the mess and does not want his child involved. I just wonder if they have been in communication directly before he came to Instagram. Neighbors, I'm curious to know what you guys think about this entire situation. Do you guys feel like Quincy needs to go and be back home with Al B. Sure since he is his only living biological parent? Or do you guys feel like he should stick it out with Diddy because Diddy is his adoptive parent and has had his back for all these years?
The news in there, they don't got the news on the TV in there?
Oh, you talking about PD?
Yeah, it's in the fan,
Yeah,
bro.
man, yeah, that's all over the news. We see that. We watch that.
And what's crazy is, what I know, because we just been in this area forever, is once they, and I hope they don't, but if they detain him, that's when all niggas, motherfuckers gonna be lining up with their hand in there. So I'm saying, man, see the bad part about him, this is what I don't understand about this, all this shit. Motherfucker, if there was a time, right, where this was a play, this was y'all party, this was y'all, nigga, like if you was a participant, right, and you're of legal age, I don't understand what all the hoopla all of a sudden is against the wheel. It's against the wheel. Man, so you done came back to 300 parties, motherfucker, against the wheel. All this shit, you got to damn near turn on your camera, let a motherfucker tell you who they is, put their ID up, let a motherfucker tell you where they at, because any given Sunday, right, when a motherfucker want to go bad, they can extort you or come with the accusations.
Shit, that shit is crazy, man.
It's crazy.
That's why I say motherfuckers can be out there laughing and making comedian jokes and doing all that other shit on the radio and everything else, but their ass could be next. You know what I'm saying? That's what's so fucked up about it. It's so stupid. They so stupid they don't even realize the move that's going on. I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, that's why I don't believe none of this shit. I mean,
I told him straight up, bro.
You can tell me about anybody now. You can tell me on the news the weather is the sky's blue. I'm not gonna believe the shit though, because I'm in it now. I know what they did.
Yeah, listen, I told when it first started with Cassie, I said, yo, nigga, this is a stick-up move. All about that nigga, I just came out and said, hey, listen, these are my sexual preferences. Yes, I'm bi or whatever the fuck, and these motherfuckers been trying to extort me, and I'm tired of it. They know that I'm in the music industry, and boom, boom, boom. Nigga, they would have ate her up and stood, but now they using that against him. But now it's getting to a point to where, it's like, nigga, you gonna have to say something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
he ain't fleed though.
Nah, he ain't. He ain't. They didn't raid it. They ran up in his cribs, but
Yeah, I saw that.
This how you know it's weak. Usually when they run up in a nigga house, they coming to get you too.
Yeah.
They looking, they still searching and looking. Like that nigga ain't on the run or nothing. They ain't telling him to come turn himself in and no shit like that. They grounded his plane because they seen him moving. He wasn't even on the plane. They wanted to make sure he wasn't because they probably didn't restricted his passport and shit as of now. But yeah, this shit is crazy.
Yeah, but that's how it all started though. You understand? It started.
No, I know.
No, I know. It's all that because they don't. It's crazy, man.
I know, but see, they know fucking with him. He got some money, so they know they got to come right. They know if they come half-stepping, he do got the money to fight. So they ain't gonna. I do know this: if they do put him in cuffs, They only put him on cuffs because they got something at that point. So sit back and watch.
That ain't even necessarily true right there.
Well, they feel like they got enough.
Call is from
they
a federal
got
prison.
enough.
They want you, if they want to plan to get you, or if it's a conspiracy, anything, they can put you in cuffs, bro.
You want a Jew? Don't say boo, or grab him by the horns, cause that won't be cool. There's a couple accusations, helicopters, cameras, pause, cause they're playing hardball and that's bananas. Keep it private, and don't say scrambling and scraping, daddy, that won't make them happy. A new term for those that talk zesty, grown men exposed when they call a friend their bestie. I spit it out. Swallow that's that. A no diddy. I want that. That's a no diddy. That take that. That's a no diddy. Can I grab that? That's a no diddy. Come party with me. That's a no diddy. I want that. That's a no diddy. That take that. That's a no diddy. Can I grab that? That's a no diddy. Teddy Riley. No, that's a no diggity. I want that. Yep, that's a no diddy. I can't say that. Nope, that's a no diddy. Can I grab that? That's a no diddy. Come party with me. That's a no diddy. I want that. That's a no diddy. That take that. That's a no diddy. Can I grab that? That's a no diddy. Come party with me. That's a no diddy. I want that. That's a no diddy. That take that. Can I grab that?
Last night, my houses got raided. I tried to leave, but the pilot wouldn't let me fly. And I'm sitting here, trying not to get arrested. And the way I feel, somebody is about to die. DJ famous. Yo, Meek Mill. I know you can hear me. Yo, Usher. Remember we used to wrestle over the cornflakes? I know you can feel me. Yo, Justin Bieber. I love you, boy. I wish I could change who I am. I could just take it all back.
If I told you once, I told you twice. The shit you do ain't gon' give you life. You invited all these guys to come and party. You can diddy bop your ass out of here. You never will be free. The real bad boy, baby. You need some of my luck. Stop looking at his butt. Take a shot of Ciroc, please. For me, officer, I think he went that way.
Last night, my houses got raided.
You said your house got raided, baby.
I tried to leave, but the pilot wouldn't let me fly.
But the pilot, yeah.
And I'm sitting here
with your legs crossed,
trying not to get arrested.
So after Daphne Joy, 50 Cent's baby's mother, was named in this lawsuit against Diddy, accusing her of being a woman of the night, she's speaking out. And part of the reason why she's speaking out is because 50 Cent has taken to social media to make a joke or mockery of his baby's mother. So Daphne Joy posted this in her Instagram story, basically denying any of the allegations made in Rodney Jones's lawsuit. Rodney also accused Young Miami, who's had an on-again, off-again relationship with Diddy, of similar allegations. So this was the original post that 50 Cent had posted. Take a look at the caption, referring to her as a woman of the night. You can read what he says here, making a mockery of this, only for us to find out now he's trying to seek sole custody of the child that they share together. You can pause the video, but it's the third paragraph here where she says, let's put the real focus on the true evil actions of R-ing me and physically abusing me. Look, I knew this was bound to happen. 50 Cent has been online trolling Diddy for the allegations against Diddy. Diddy's evil, but so can 50 Cent. His behavior when it comes to black women specifically has been treacherous and demeaning as well. He's not innocent. He may not be Diddy, but he isn't the upholder of women in general. And one last thing, sex work is work. Let's stop making it seem like this terrible worst thing in the world.
Now to some celebrity legal news with Michael Jackson's family. The King of Pop's 22-year-old son, BG, aka Blanket, just took Michael's 93-year-old mom, Catherine, to court.
I do think it's important that we all know about it.
At issue, money. BG doesn't want Catherine to use part of his dad's billion-dollar fortune in her appeal of another legal fight they both lost. That lawsuit is sealed, so it's unclear if the dispute was over Michael's music catalog, but the estate did just sell about half of it to Sony for $600 million. Catherine reportedly gets 7 figures a year from her son's trust, and this isn't the first time the matriarchs had some family friction.
I'm here today to let everybody know that I'm fine.
In 2012, she addressed rumors she'd been kidnapped by some of her own children.
My children would never do a thing like that, holding me against my will. It's very stupid.
Catherine later sued her nephew-turned-driver Trent Lamar Jackson for trying to, quote, control her every move.
Trent!
In New York, a new bill is trying to decriminalize cheating on one's spouse. Adultery is currently a Class B misdemeanor and punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a $500 fine. Assemblyman Charles Levine has sponsored the bill to toss the 120-year-old piece of legislation out. So far, there has been no opposition to the bill. Back in 1964, a legislative commission tried to get the law removed when it was modernizing the penal code, but it never went through. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Nope, sure didn't. I wonder if somebody tried to use it recently and said, help.
Oh, there's a fight here. This is extraordinary. Emily Gilnick and Mindy Barbieri, and now Izzy Nino, and Nino's got to be careful here. Raising the hands to Gilnick and Kayla Morrison. And Morrison, perhaps right to say, hands around the neck, what is going on? You do not see this in the Liberty A-League. Happened here. M. Gilnick trying to get Mindy Barbieri up, and Barbieri said, don't do that to me. Gilnick smiling, but then Izzy Nino came out, and it got serious. It got really serious. Gilnick gets a yellow. But what happens to Izzy Nino? Red card's out of the pocket. Izzy Nino is sent off. And 17-year-old Lily Rose Dunbar is going to come on in this pressure cooker to make her A-League women's debut. Nino's trying to G up the crowd. And the crowd respond. But what a moment for Dunbar to come on and make her debut.
Allison Felix is one of the most important athletes of our generation. She's an 11-time Olympic medalist and the most decorated track and field athlete of all time. But she somehow managed to make an even bigger impact off the track. When Allison Felix went to go start a family in 2018, her main sponsor Nike offered her a new deal that was 70% less than her previous deal, and it included no contractual guarantees if her performance declined due to pregnancy. So Allison Felix left Nike and instead signed a multi-year deal with Athleta. And now just 3 years later, she has won 2 more Olympic medals, launched her own shoe brand, and of course, she has a 3-year-old daughter. But here's the best part. All Nike contracts now include guaranteed athlete pay and bonuses for 18 months surrounding pregnancy. Now that's incredible.
Reported that Matt Ryan is announcing his retirement soon. How is this even an announcement? It says he's going to announce in the next couple weeks. Bro should have announced it 2 years ago when he stopped playing. Like, he's been commentating all year, and he really thinks someone is going to sign him.
And Marquez is the veteran trainer. We've seen a lot already in this game, Steph. We've had a shot clock issue, and now Hannah Hidalgo's nose ring is being taken out before they are going to let her back on the court. Holly?
So, there is a no jewelry rule. She had just a little tiny diamond stud in her nose, but she's been informed that she has to take it out, so they're working to get that out right now.
You made headlines last week. Some information had leaked, and you wanted to get ahead of it. You announced that you guys had worked out a possibility to offer Caitlin Clark a big deal with the Big Three. Can you give us the details on that and how'd that come about?
Yeah, we made an offer a couple of weeks ago, and we was hoping to hear something back, and we haven't heard nothing back yet. But we heard something back. We heard, it's tournament time, but it leaked. And so we don't want to deny it. Best thing to do is just let people know what was going on. We've looked at our guards over the years and the size of our guards and said, that's a position that if a female was to play in the big three, that would be a position that they would probably do best at. It's
and I'll turn it back around. Said I don't want to leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind.
Happy World Autism Day, April 2nd. I guess they did us a favor by not making it a day earlier. It's exciting to have a day celebrating your neurotype if it means something like acceptance. You know, we have this whole month of April is Autism Acceptance Month, Awareness Month, conventionally, but I like to call it Acceptance Month, as do some other autistics. And I think that it's important to point out that autism acceptance goes further than accepting the fact that there are autistic people. Ideally, people would want to hear about our experience, would want to hear about how things are different, and would want to see the value in that, not just the marketability in that, but the value in having some of the population think a little bit differently than the rest, in a different style, more granularly. The heightened sensitivities and why that matters in a world that is trying so hard to break through your filters of a neurotypical person, and why those accommodations are necessary, not just so we can do better in our jobs or whatever, but for the quality of our lives, day to day. So, be sure this week, and I mean this month, to be loud and proud about it. If you are out as autistic, take this as an invitation to come out to some people, and for sure, try and raise the acceptance rate of those around you. Maybe keep track of some people in your organization who lose their jobs who are autistic this month too. Not to be overly cynical.
My son Jacob, who's 19 now, was born with severe autism. He was diagnosed at 2.5, and currently he is able to speak 2 words, yes and eat. That's his verbal nature. But during COVID, he learned to type on an iPad to express his thoughts, and which he surprised everybody, including everybody at school, had pegged him at some sort of a 3rd grade level, where he immediately showed them he had a college level vocabulary, could spell words that they didn't even know he knew, and knew grammar and could make sentences, and proceeded to show everybody he was the smart person he'd been telling everybody about when he started typing. One of his first typed sentences was, "I'm smart." So.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Yeah.
bless.
Conjoined twin Abby, who's been physically connected to sister Brittany since birth, has secretly tied the knot. Abby Hensel married Josh Bowling in 2021, marking a divergence in the twins' shared lives. Now a heartwarming video of the couple's first dance has surfaced. The twins work in tandem to walk, drive, and even teach their shared 5th grade class, each having control of one arm and one leg. They have previously said in interviews that they'd like to have children one day, but as they share a reproductive system, it's not known who'd legally be the mother.
An Uber driver donated a kidney to a stranger after picking him up from a dialysis center. When the 73-year-old passenger, Bill Sumiel, shared how he had been in desperate need of a transplant, the kind-hearted former Army veteran knew he must do something.
Tim says, if you'll take my name and number, I'd like to donate a kidney to you. God must have put you in my car.
To find a proper donor is challenging, yet the blood tests of the two have miraculously shown they were a match. 2 years since the successful transplant, Bill Sumiel says his life is almost back to normal.
Giving a kidney is actually a gift of life. And I feel so fortunate to have that gift.
Arnold Schwarzenegger has had a pacemaker fitted after scar tissue from previous heart operations left him with an irregular heartbeat. The Terminator actor had the secret procedure last week and is currently in recovery. Arnold previously underwent 3 surgeries on his heart after being born with a congenital heart condition, a bicuspid aortic valve. He said on his Arnold's Pump Club podcast, quote, "Last Monday I had surgery to become a little bit more of a machine. I got a pacemaker. They also advised me that it was time to go through with this because some scar tissue from my previous surgery had made my heartbeat irregular. It had been like that for a few years, so I stayed in touch with my medical team and visited in person at least once a year to get a full checkup and see how my heart was doing. That's life with a genetic heart issue."
So today is like my first day actually walking. Walking. And I'm so exhausted, but I'm so proud of myself. I'm gaining my strength back slowly but surely. And yeah, I just love showing you guys the process of everything.
Y'all remember Mr. I Ain't Fresh, the guy that was at Whataburger picking up some food for some kids or whatever in the neighborhood? He had on a polo shirt and the New Balances, and he asked the girls, "I ain't fresh," and they was trying to laugh at him and record him, and they put it on the internet. And he went viral. I don't know how true it is, but it says Arkansas man who went viral for his outfit made $120K in 21 hours from collabs and endorsements.
Can you imagine being part of an elite club that only 2% of the world's population is qualified to join, no matter your age? That would be pretty significant. In this edition of What's Your Story, I introduce you to the smartest kid in the room.
What do you...
He's such a funny kid. He brightens your day.
Hot dog.
Fun has a way of following first grader Terrian Collins.
I look at the lights and look at you. I cannot even see you.
Yeah.
Meet Captain Micah Clark, a trendsetter in the aviation industry hailing from Detroit, Michigan. She is the president and co-founder of Alpha Aviation, as well as a member of the board of directors for Alpha Drones USA in Morristown, New Jersey. Captain Clark is responsible for flight standards management and serves as a lead check pilot and ground school instructor. Additionally, Micah is a mentor with nonprofit organization Sisters of the Skies. Captain Clark is a lifelong learner whose flight experience spans over a decade. At 30 years old, Micah is a leader who purposefully mentors the next generation of aviators. Learn more about our president, Captain Micah Clark, in our caption.
I will say this, and I think it'll surprise people. The fact that his bond...
Hold on, sir. I have to stop you with the camera because I can see you. So do me a favor, don't pull it out again. I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
Did you audition for this?
No, I was asked to play the character.
Was it a no-brainer?
Yeah, it was a no-brainer. I mean, it was one of those things. Well, I had all of the charm and good looks that everybody wanted.
Ernie Hudson is out here serving Fountain of Youth. Get down, Ernie. He's 78 or 79, but who cares? He looks fantastic.
He dedicated the film to my grandmother, who arrived, who was our matriarch, and she, lost her life in 2019. She lost her battle with cancer a month before we started shooting the movie. But she was his biggest champion, my biggest enabler, all of ours. And this film is dedicated to her because thanks to her, when she arrived here in 1961, running away from a dictatorship from Dominican Republic, New York, America opened its doors to her, and she was able to manifest her dreams. And part of that was providing a better life for her children. And here I am, a fruit of that labor, a product of her sacrifices. And I'm always grateful, but always very well aware that that conversation around immigration is not as simple and it's not as easy and as glorious for everybody. And all we wanted to do was just remind people that it is about humanity. That these are people, whether we agree as to why they're crossing any border, these are women and children and fathers and sons and disabled people and doctors and scientists. They're not just, service providers. And we just need to we need to make more space to understand the human side of this complex subject.
Let's keep the conversation going. Great for you.
Thank you.
Great. You got someone rooting for you out there, yeah.
Why you always play shy, brother? You is not shy, brother. You want me to look good with the blood on her face?
Mama.
About to get you on your knees.
Yeah.
Hennessy and smoking weed with Snoop.
Yeah.
That's what we do. Yeah.
Let me break it down. It's like Shade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Snoop Dogg and Jamie Foxx on my side. Yeah. I got Sway to the right. Heather B, where you at? Yeah. Snoop Dogg about to drop a rap. Yeah. I come back with a scratch from the DJ. Wow. See when I rock, they say what he say. Wow. It's Snoop Dogg, S-N-double-O-P. Wow. Jamie, you see me? Ooh, we S-N-E-L. Boy, let me break it down and show you my skills, cause I can do it for real. But then I chill. Yeah. They had something on the internet about a white girl, but I didn't get upset. I just chilled. White bitch. Paid it no attention and kept to my mention or my mission. It really didn't matter, cause right about now my pocket's getting a little fatter, cause I sat her down and I gave her some game. I said, don't you ever disrespect my name, cause I'm the one, the only, the S, the homie. And if you do that, I'll leave you stony. That means you'll be on the block by yourself getting shot, and you might not make it to your block, so do not talk about S-N-double-O-P, cause you will be D-E-A-D, you feel me?
About to get you on your knees.
Get you on your knees, yeah.
Hennessy and smoking weed.
Hen dog. Hen dog,
Sway
with the boss dog. Hen dog with the boss dog. Oh, it's Sway in the morning, that's what it is?
In the morning, baby. It's Sway
Watch
in the morning.
this real quick.
Talk to him, Snoop.
Wake your ass up, it's Sway in the morning. I brushed my teeth and now I'm yawning. I jumped in the Sprinter van heading down the streets trying to get to the radio station to get complete.
Yes.
I stopped to get me something to eat at the store. I stopped to talk to a cute little hoe. She say, Snoop Dogg, can I go? I said, no.
What? I like big butts and I cannot mind. You other brothers can't deny. When a girl walks in with an itty bitty face and a round thing in your face, you get strong. Wanna put up tough, cause you know the sack up with stuff. Deep in the jeans she's wearing. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. Oh, baby, I wanna get with ya and take your picture. My home was trying to warn me, but that butt you got lit. Ooh, rapper smooth skin. You say you wanna get in my bins? Well, use me, cause you ain't that average groovy. I seen her dancing, to hell with romancing. She's sweating, and I'm tired of magazines. Can't pack what's all the thing. Take the average black man and ask him that. She gotta pack much back. Where's my fellas? Fellas! If your girlfriend got the butt, tell him to shake it, shake it. Shake that big old butt, and baby got shot. Yeah.
Is that sexy?
Get it sexy. Get it St. Louis in the sky.
God damn, sexy.
Without making cheaters, they don't go. Trust a nigga, that's a no. Get it sexy. Get it sexy. Get it sexy. Get it sexy.
That's what we doing, bro. A pie?
It's sexy red, bro.
This not sexy red.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. 16 carriages driving away while I watch them ride. Wanna be a protector. So many roses, but none to be picked without thorns. So be fond of your flaws here.
Petty, all the same to me, plain Jane spaghetti.
In your alligator tears, I'm going all out just for fun. I am the man I know. Hell so heavy like the two most wanted, and I'll be a Levi's jeans, so I can hug that ass all day long. Oh, baby, hope that you know that once I loved you. I wish that I know you let me wonder. Everything bigger in Texas. Through the river with you dance. 2 hands to heaven, my whiskey pile. He's a tyrant every time I ride it. Every time I ride it. Stuck in me all night.
Maxwell has announced the Serenade Tour with Jasmine Sullivan in October, London. The tour will run through September and October through the United States, and tickets will be on sale, pre-sale starting Wednesday, March 27th. General on sale will begin Friday, March 29th.
Important news.
Let me guess. The state called and they want to cut you a disability check for your face. Hold up. You can get paid for that?
This is from a fool who stares at his orange juice every morning.
It says concentrate on the box. Who the dummy now? Shit. Me for not wearing a condom. Woo! Shadows fall over my heart. It all started with my grandfather, James Evans. My job as the man of this house is to take care of this family no matter what.
I just want to let you know I'm going to take good care of Gray.
Who is this I'm about to kill?
Juan, my boyfriend. Daddy, let him go.
Baby, she come with me.
Junior's repeating the 10th grade for the 3rd time.
Is there anything you can suggest to help him get to the drive-thru?
Can you do OnlyFans? Take off your shoes. Let me see what kind of feet you working with.
I'll take you to the dark side.
Dear Black Heavenly Father, Colored Redeemer, if you could just help us.
Son, it's for you. New phone. Who this?
All black, everything. At least they ain't got that drug dealing baby under my roof no more. Man, my mouth ready for some milk right now.
Dalvin, why are you so breast obsessed? It's childish, man.
Bruh, I'm a baby. I can't get no more childish than that. In a nocturnal state of mind.
Your neighborhood is a real shithole.
It's the system. They put the guns and drugs on the streets.
This is getting dangerous. I won't just sit back and let you put yourself in harm's way. I love you too very much. Everything black.
The revolution will not be televised.
Come on, Rosa Parks, can't you just enjoy this?
We're just as good as the Evans of old.
Isn't that just dynamite?
But the truth is, we're the Evans of new.
Bitch, you look like money. What about the struggle?
We're black. It'll be here tomorrow.
Everything black, blackbird, blackbird.
Do you ever feel like you can't breathe? Your heart is just gonna stop. You wanna yell, but you know no one believes you. It's too late. It's coming.
Fear was not an option. 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 Fear was not an option.
You believe in God? Yeah, of course. Even with everything you've seen. No, I believe in the devil too.
We now have evidence that the late Captain Conrad Howard of Miami PD was working directly with drug cartels for years.
Captain Howard is being framed. What the hell?
He's texting us from the other side.
No, he's not, Marcus.
If he's seeing this, I'm probably dead.
Fuck! Fuckers! Fuck them all! I don't know how high up this shit goes, but I don't trust anybody. You're my bad boys. Now clear my name.
You should be careful.
You're being set up, detectives.
We got two suspects, Lowry and Burnett. They're armed and dangerous.
In 5, 4, 3.
No! Windshield wiper fluid! It's flammable!
I ain't no damn scientist. Y'all are some terrible fucking fugitives.
I can feel like 80 rats in my memories. Me and Drizzy back to back is getting scary. Put some biz all on your head like that's some Terry.
I need nasty Mike. Bad boy. I got this. What you don't do?
Are y'all still in our clothes?
Just because we black, we still in your shit? What? Look at your shirt.
Why don't you sing us a little Reba song?
Oh, Reba.
Sing your favorite.
I'm a woman. So I'm a strong black woman. Strong? Yeah, because she's not black. Yes. What you gonna do? What you gonna...
That ain't no Reba song.
It's from her mixtape.